I just arrived at the Great Ocean Road, and as I arrived at night, I decided, okay, I'm going to take a little bit of a walk, and I couldn't help but see a sign that put me off just a little bit when I saw that I'm 300 meters away from a cemetery. Not that I feel like anything in my life that will harm me, but I can't help my active imagination scaring me. You know, I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, am I gonna see something, or maybe someone, or like aliens? I don't know. I'm creeping myself out just a little bit. Here I am, and it's a new moon, so there's literally no lights outside. There is zero lighting outside, and wherever I look it's just pitch black, and I can't help but, like, wherever I shine my torch as well, kind of creep myself out with my imagination, because like I was standing gazing at the star here, and I was just fascinated how like certain stars is so bright right now, and I was like, whoa, awesome. And then when I looked down and looked around, oh, bushes, shapes of bushes and shadows just started creeping me out with my imagination. Again, there's nothing out here that will hurt me or kill me except for maybe spiders, and which would be unlikely. But you know, I can't help the imagination and how active my vivid imagination is, so I did creep myself out here and there, and I thought it would be quite interesting to speak about it, so here I am sharing these thoughts. Yeah, like I feel like all my horror movies, thriller movies, series, all that genre really has put an effect in my mentality, in my imagination. Yeah, I don't want to watch such genre anymore, even though it's really fun and really thrilling to experience. I don't want to go on a road trip by myself, being alone, and have these thoughts with myself, because it affects my experience, and I want to have a really fun experience rather than a fearful one, you know? So it's so important what we put into our brain. So that's why I'm like, nope, I need to recondition my mind now, because my mind feels like a baby. As I hit 31, it really feels like a different type of baby, and is a different type of programming that my mind is able to take in. Being aware of it this time, I should put really positive information in there, and that's why I'm going to avoid the negative information, which is like horror thriller type stuff, and be more in the comedy type things to make life more of light. I don't know about you, my friend, if you are in your 20s or teens, or possibly my age as well, in your 30s, if you're experiencing such things. I'm curious, please leave a comment below. But hey, if you are younger than me, you're still in your 20s, you're still in your teens, this information that I'm sharing you, it's really important what we feed our mind, because when we hit an older age, it comes back to us and it becomes us. And that's why it's so important to be wise about what you take in. This is definitely something I've discovered. The beauty of it as well, when you hit your 30s, your early 30s, you also have this awareness. And having this awareness, you're able to make certain changes. Instead of continuing on the old ways, we can now go to a new way. And with this, it's really beautiful and exciting, because so much of me can grow and can change and can develop with this knowledge and information that I have become aware of. So yeah, funny, like being here around nothing, no one, and yet I have these thoughts, and the only thing that really takes away from my experience is my thoughts. because literally there's nothing around me but me, you know? So it's so important to have really positive thoughts and really good thoughts, or just not so fearful that, you know, I will just not want to step outside my car, for example. This isn't fun, you know, like what's the point of going camping if you can't or won't explore your surroundings because you're afraid? And what are you afraid of, Moon? The imagination of your thoughts, because, you know, like I'm the only one creeping myself out when I see shadows and stuff, and thoughts of that is really something else. And it's funny because watching a horror movie at this point in my life, I have no reaction. Like watching it, I will predict the jump scares, I will know everything that will happen, so I have no fear in watching such genres. It's more my imagination that takes me on this fearful journey, and that's way after watching those movies or series. It's really about me like rewatching it in my head, in my very own situation, that I'm starting to freak myself out, which is like so silly. So yeah, this is something I have become really actively aware of and thought about as I am sitting in my car, looking around in my darkness. And with this, I'm just have to laugh at myself, you know, this is super silly. But I'm also very honestly super excited for the sun to come up and for me to see what's really around me, like to see in the radius of everything, and the view that I will see being by the Great Ocean Road will be mind-blowing. And so yeah, I'm gonna call it a night now and head to bed. And I'm not camping outside, I'm going to sleep in my car. I feel like I'm quite compact, but I'm also overwhelmed with stuff. The last trip, it was spontaneous. I just went with myself and I decided to be on the Great Ocean Road, if you haven't seen that video. And then the one before that was more planned, so I had companionship, which my dog Noodle was with me, and I felt it was a different experience because I was camping in a particular camping spot, if you haven't watched that. But now this time it's more like another spontaneous trip, but I am not particularly on campsite, and so I'll just be on the road from the beginning of the Great Ocean Road going backwards and taking in everything here on this trip and journey with myself. And being by the ocean really soothes me and calms me, because something about the ocean that I feel so drawn to and peaceful with. That's why I really am grateful to be along this iconic place of Australia. And I would love to share it with you. I'm excited. I don't know what is gonna happen, but something will. And I feel like there is going to be so much love within this experience. And this is something that I am needing for myself, you know, because I'm here to really love myself and be with myself. And yeah, it's gonna be a good trip. Feel it. I really feel it. But anyway, before I banter on or continue bantering on, I will call it a night. So a good night and good morning, my friend. I will see you in the next video.